All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to talk about putting together a home business reception or a private home party to launch your business opportunity. One thing that I will tell you about this is, just like I mentioned earlier, treat this like a serious business. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and invest $200 to $300 on all these amazing hors d'oeuvres and have crab legs and everything when people walk into the door. Sounds fantastic, but trust me, you don't want to go broke and financially exhaust yourself by having a home business party. Trust me, let's keep this thing extremely simple. But now, one thing I will tell you is home business parties have been proven to be one of the easiest ways to establish momentum in your business. Now, who do you invite over to your home? That's going to be your warm list. Those are all of your friends, your family, people that you work with, people that you're in constant contact with at your church, your pastor, the congregation and fellow congregation and friends that you meet at church. What you're going to do is basically put together some nice home party invitations. Now, I will tell you, you can use email, and they have some really cool things and tricks that you can use, like with Microsoft Word and some clip art and things like that. If you don't know how to do that, get with your upline. I promise you they'll be able to show you. These are very simple. They're free, and you can simply forward someone with an attachment. They open it up, and there's a nice invitation. Here's one thing I would tell you is, again, be serious about when you're inviting people to your house. Don't be so relaxed to where it sounds like it's an option for that person to come or not to come. You know, hold that person accountable. Tell them that this is serious and you're launching your business and you really want their support. It's important for people to know that you're serious about this. You know, when you think of a wedding and you think of all the planning and all the time and commitment that goes into it, ladies, you know, you can smile with me as I go through this. I remember when we were going through our wedding, and my wife, the first thing she did, she started with these colors, what kind of colors she was going to have, how many bridesmaids and that she was going to have in her wedding. Then she went from, you know, what type of church that she wanted to have this at, what was going to be playing, the number of songs coming through. Then she said, you know, now I want to say what kind of flower is going to represent and going to brand my wedding. So I'm sitting here at the time looking at my wife, looking at this stack of magazines, thinking to myself, my wife is losing it. And of course, she just went through all this stuff, and you know, and I just kept thinking every time she would name something off, I kept hearing cha-ching in my mouth, in my mind. I'm just thinking this thing is getting more and more expensive. You know, what organist was going to be there, what chorale, who was going to be singing, what songs were going to be sang. The bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, you know, she put so much time and effort, and she nurtured every aspect of that wedding leading up to that day so that it became this magical event when the day actually happened. Now, am I telling you to invest that much time and money? No, not at all in getting this business going. But what I will tell you is to have that same type of passion. When you're putting together your little, you know, flyers or your brochures or your invitations to people and you send them out to them, you know, make sure that they're really sharp looking, because people are going to understand and feed off of the fact if they're serious, they look really nice, they're going to say, oh, well, wow, Marques is actually putting together some, he must be really serious about this. That's what you want people to see, is that, yes, you're serious about this. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when people come to your house, again, what I would tell you is to find the section of your house, or if it's not going to be your house, maybe you have a good friend of yours or another person, maybe you're in the business together and they have volunteered for you to use their place. The bottom line is find a nice establishment, and this can be like a nice office. I know that many times I've actually have used a good friend of mine. He has a really nice office that has this nice lounge and nice sofas and things, and I would do my parties there. If you have means to those type of things, then go ahead and use that. But when people come to your house, make sure that you have a section that's already put together. You don't want to be sliding chairs in when people get there. You want to have the things already in place. So if your couches are not, you know, set up the way you want them, make sure that you go ahead and set them up so that when people walk in, they know exactly where to sit. one thing I would tell you is, again, have all of your tools ready. If you're going to be doing a taste party, make sure that you have everything in place, your products available. For those of you that maybe your business presentation is more of a laptop type presentation where you're going to want people to watch a video, then make sure that you have that queued up so that people can see it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing the presentation, you want to just keep it simple. You want to briefly discuss your why you got into the business, and then you want to, again, elevate all those people there. Tell them, hey, I really, really appreciate you coming out and listening to what I have to say. This really means a lot to me. Here's why I got involved in the business. So you want to go ahead and tell them your why. You then want to briefly then go ahead and what I say is let the message go ahead and happen. So if you have a presentation you want to show, that would be an awesome time to go ahead and press play on your DVD or your laptop so that they can watch the presentation. If you're comfortable enough in doing the presentation, you can do it. But however, here's one thing that I want you to understand. People are going to watch what you're doing. And at any point they feel that you're doing something that they could not do, you will lose them. They may become a customer, but they're probably not going to work the business because they're thinking, Marques, I could never do what you're doing. So ladies and gentlemen, that's why it's important as you invite people over to your house and maybe you talk for just a brief moment, you want to use some type of tool, as we talked about earlier, some type of exposure so that people can see you pressing play and being able to watch something happening because they now say, I can do that. Because you want people to say when they come to your house that they can actually do that. They can see themselves doing that. Anybody can press play on a DVD. Anybody can press play on a laptop. So again, use those tools. After you've done that, you want to simply ask them if they have any questions and wrap up the meeting. You don't want to be there all night. Ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, most companies have a very good presentation that's already been assembled. Use the presentation and understand after you're done, ask them for their business. That's one thing that people do a horrible job at is, thanks for coming out, guys. All right, thank you. No, don't do that. Ask them for their business. Tell them, if you have your printouts available for those of you, I will tell you, take a nice screenshot of your actual sign-up page. Many of you, again, if you don't know how to do that, get with your upline. But many of you, when you sign up for your business opportunity, there is a page that's going to ask you for your name, your phone number, and information. Take a screenshot of that page. Have some clip tablets together or whatever you call those clipboards together. And that way you can actually have people fill out their information right there on the spot. Get everything together, sign up, and then you can manually go in and input the information yourself. Don't be afraid, again, ladies and gentlemen, to ask them for their business. They're your friends. They're your family. They love you. Many people will become a customer. Many people will become a business partner / customer. Just understand to ask them for their business. Keep this thing extremely simple. That is how you conduct a home business party. For those of you that's really popular is what I call a one-on-one or a sit-down presentation. Many of you can go to a local coffee house, Starbucks, Peaberry Coffee, the list goes on, where you bring your laptop with you. You briefly talk to that person. You keep that meeting to maybe 15 minutes. You press play on your laptop. They see a video presentation of everything. And after that, you explain some more information to them. You answer their questions, and you get them to enroll that way. Laptop presentations, one-on-one, those are powerful as well. Again, always use some type of tool so that people, again, can see you pointing to something so that it's credible. If you're just one of those people that loves to run your mouth and talk, and you're never pointing at anything else, then honestly, people are hearing you, but they're not hearing you. And then those are the people that many of you will call me up and say, I can't seem to get this person to join. My thing is you're probably talking a little too much. So again, always use the tools. So with that said, I'm running out of time here. And but there's enough information here to go back and listen to it a couple times. If you have any questions about how to conduct your own home business party, be sure to get with your upline or your business partner who introduced you to the business for more directions on how to do this.